Hello, third grade, and welcome to your digital field trip. I will be your tour guide, Ms. Kinsler, and we are going to be discovering ancient Greece today. Get excited! Woo! All right, next I'm going to teach you how to locate Greece on a map. So as you can see, my little Bitmoji is pointing to the right, so it's definitely one of those blue countries. Have you found it yet? See Italy and how it's shaped like a boot? On this map, it's labeled Italia. There it is. Greece is just to the right of the boot heel. And you can see that it's this country with all these little islands all around it. And that's still true today. Greece is a country that has many, many islands. Now, what body of water borders Greece? And you can see that it's kind of highlighted or outlined in purple or blue, whatever that color is. Border means to surround or touch on the edges. Look at that body of water that touches Greece on the edges. What body of water is that? You can see it right there. The arrow is pointing to it. That's right. That word is Mediterranean Sea. So repeat after me, the Mediterranean Sea. Awesome job. Don't get it confused with the sea right above it closer to Italy that says Tyrrhenian Sea. It's not that one. It's the Mediterranean Sea that surrounds Greece on the edges. All right, here are two cool looking buildings. On the left, we have a building. It's a little older and it's called the Parthenon. On the right, we have a building and it is the Lincoln Memorial, which is located in Washington, D.C. Do you see any similarities? The Lincoln Memorial, again, is located in Washington, D.C. and looks really similar to the ancient Greek building, the Parthenon, right? Those look really, really similar. Why do you think that is? They both have marble steps, which the arrows are pointing to, columns, and carvings. So there are carving designs into the marble around the roof and on the columns also. This is another building. This is the Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C. Think about the Parthenon. What do you think the three similarities are here? Go ahead and think about those to yourself. That's going to be a question on your scavenger hunt. All right, can you find Athens? Athens is the capital of Greece. So whereas Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States, Athens is Greece's capital. Have you found it yet? There it is. The purple arrow is pointing to Athens. So it's kind of on the bottom of Greece. Did you know the Olympics began in Greece? On the left, you can see a modern Olympic symbol. Notice the 5 rings that are blue, yellow, black, green, and red. And on the right, you can see an artifact of an ancient Olympic symbol. They look almost the exact same, don't they? That's pretty cool. All right, what about some Olympics from then versus now? Back then, only Greek males could compete, so no girls could compete, and you had to be Greek. You couldn't be any other race. But now, men and women of all races can compete. Back then, there was only one event, and it was marathon running. So maybe your parents, or maybe you have friends or someone who likes to run marathons. That Olympic event and sporting event that people do now is actually originated from ancient Greece. Now, the Olympics have over 50 events, and it depends if you're talking about the Summer Olympics or the Winter Olympics. We have 2 Olympics now because we have so many events. And in ancient Greece, if you won the Olympics, if you were the first person in the marathon race, you would win a laurel wreath, which looked like this. It's a little leaf crown, basically, and that's what you would win. Now, if you win an event in the Olympics, you get a gold medal, and we also give prizes to second and third place. First place gets the gold, second place gets the silver, and third place gets the bronze. The ancient Olympic gathering area used to be called a Colosseum, and don't confuse that with the Colosseum, which is in Rome. On the right, you can see a picture of a modern Olympic gathering area, which is called a stadium. Colosseum and stadium are both Greek words. You can see that they look pretty similar. There's rows for people to sit on, and there's a space in the middle for people to perform, the athletes to perform. But on the right, the stadium is much bigger now. What is democracy? Democracy means ruled by the people. A democracy is a government in which the leaders are elected. People of Athens believed that citizens should be the ones to choose their leaders. If we, the citizens, choose our leaders, then our leaders should feel they must do what we wish, right? That makes sense. Because if they don't do what the citizens want, the people who elected them, if they don't do what we want, then on the next voting day, which is election day, the citizens may vote someone else to take the leader's place because they're going to vote for someone who will do what they want them to do. So the leaders will lose their elected job if they don't listen to the people. The United States actually uses Athens' democracy model. So that's pretty cool that this originated all the way like 700 years ago in Athens. In ancient Athens, jury members were chosen by lottery from among the citizens. What does lottery mean, you might be wondering? A lottery is a process of choosing people like drawing names out of a hat. Sometimes teachers use a lottery in their classes, like when I draw raffle tickets to determine who is going to win a prize for the week. Or if I'm trying to figure out who I want to call on, I might pick a stick that has your name on it out of a jar. That's also a lottery. A jury is a group of people in a court of law who decide if a person is innocent or guilty of a crime they have been accused of. So if you're picked in the lottery, you get to serve on the jury to help decide if someone is innocent or guilty. Greece's democracy wasn't perfect, though. Most people could not vote. You might be like, oh, what? Why is that, Miss Kinsler? Well, I will tell you. Because first, you had to be a citizen to vote. And then most people were not citizens. Women and slaves were not citizens in ancient Greece. So that means Athens was not a true democracy. You can see my Bitmoji is angry about this. There were actually 2 different types of democracies. representative democracy and a direct democracy. Both are a part of government. They're just a little bit different. So you can see a representative democracy is a group of citizens who send one person that they voted for to government to represent them or to vote for what they want things voted for. And in a direct democracy, all the citizens vote. This means all the citizens go to the government. That would take a really long time if you had to count every single person's vote. So imagine you are a citizen of Arizona, which all of you are, and we want someone to vote for what we want to vote for. We're voting for if homework should be allowed in school. And we want people to say no more homework. So we're going to vote for the person who is running that also doesn't want homework in school. And then if that person wins, they get to go to the Supreme Court and vote on that law with all the other people who were elected. So maybe the California person wants homework, but the Washington person doesn't want homework. And the Oregon person doesn't want homework, but the Ohio person does want homework. So you see now that all those people who are representing their state are voting for a law. Whereas in a direct democracy, I would go vote, you would go vote, your parents would go vote, your friends would go vote, your other teachers would go vote. Every single person, imagine the school, every single person in the school had to vote. That would take a really long time to count all those votes to come to a decision. The US has a representative democracy. Athens, Greece had the direct democracy. Ancient Athens had that direct democracy. All right, that is the end of this slideshow. Make sure you complete your scavenger hunt on Microsoft Teams before you are done with class today. Great job, my friends, and have fun.